Spending more can actually make you rich. Now, I know that sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but in this video, I'm going to go over how spending more can actually contribute to your wealth. I'm Jeff Winberg, the founder of CommonwealthToday.com, where we teach next generation financial education to get your money working for you instead of you working for your money. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click the subscribe button and also the little bell icon right next to it to make sure you get notified when we upload new videos. Now, we're not really taught about money in school. I don't even know if they teach this now, but when I was in high school, the best I got was how to balance your checkbook, and that was about it. And I don't even use a checkbook anymore. So we're not really taught much. Basically, the things that we do get are taught from our family, our friends, our parents, that kind of thing. And while a lot of those things can serve you well, they're not really geared towards really creating the impact that you want with your finances. Some of it might be good, but it's usually based on somebody else's life instead of your specific situation. And a lot of that information is stuff like just spend more than you make and save it and just put it in a savings account or put it in a 401k or whatever. And like, that all is like better than nothing, but it doesn't typically get your money working for you now like we want it to. It's kind of like putting off financial well-being until a later date and hoping it all works out, which I never found that to be very settling. That's why I kind of struck out to figure this out, because I didn't want to get to 65 and be like, man, I don't have any savings. I can't live. I have to keep working. I wanted that to just be figured out. I didn't want to have to worry about whether Social Security is going to be around or if my 401k took a huge hit. I don't want to worry about any of that. I want to get it in place now, figure out how the rich work with their money so I can do the same thing for my finances and then teach that to you. So let's talk about saving yourself rich, or just savings in general. Like, savings aren't a bad thing. However, using that as your only strategy for getting rich is not going to work. The biggest reason is it implies that there's a lack. It implies there's a lack of money available. It could be a lack of just abundance mindset. It could be a lack of whatever. It's just that there's a lack and you have to grab what you can and save it and don't let go of it. Otherwise, you're never going to get any more. And this sets you up for failure from the get-go. Because if you think about money like a boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, if you're that needy person that never lets them do anything, that actually repels it. It actually pushes it away. Like, if that was a person, they'd be like, get me out of this situation. I don't want to be here. Would you want to be in a relationship with somebody that was like that, wanted to like basically keep you in a room, never let you do anything, never let you have any fun? Or would you want to be in a relationship with somebody that made you feel good, encouraged you to go out and have experiences and do that kind of stuff? And the same goes for money. Money's really just energy, and it wants to move and it wants to flow and it wants to go out and come back and go out and come back. It's kind of like a river where it likes to flow, and if it's flowing, everything is good. But if it stops, it stagnates. Things downriver stop growing, and basically a river or a cash flow river or whatever, it like brings the nutrients down the river and it spreads them out as it goes. But if that stops, everything downriver stops growing, stops being abundant. So it likes to go out and it likes to flow and it likes to come back. So here's what I suggest. This was a big one for me to just kind of like get my head around, just being abundant with money, putting it out there so it can come back, and not saving everything that I had because I was fearful that it was never going to come back. So when I go to get takeout, whether it be pizza or whatever, when there's an option to leave a tip, I would never do that because I was always like, well, I mean, they didn't do anything, so why would I tip them? However, once I kind of like got onto this method, I can't remember exactly where I learned it, but it was like tip way more than you really would in the past, to just like get yourself in the habit of spending your money, putting it out there, and enriching somebody else's life by giving them some of your money, so then somebody else can give you money back. And this was a big one for me. Like, when I would go to get food, there'd be the little tip line on the receipt. I started leaving 20%, even though I was just picking up the food and they didn't do anything. And as I left the tip, I started thinking about like, this money is going to go pay for their salary. They're going to be able to, go pay for their kids' food, groceries, their rent. And the business is going to be able to pay for rent for this location, so I can keep coming back here and feeding my family. And like, I like literally traced it down the river and like watched it like spread out as I was just thinking about it, because I like wanted to get into the habit of spreading it out so it could come back to me. I just thought of all the positive things that would happen if I spent the money instead of all the negative things. And it was just like a very simple switch, but it had a huge impact on my mindset and just my thoughts around like spending a little money instead of just like trying to hold on to everything. And if you get comfortable putting it out there, you'll get more comfortable knowing that it's going to come back to you. I'm still working on it. So what I do now is I just tip like 25 to 30% instead of 20% when I go out to restaurants or still go pick up takeout. I just keep escalating it. And as I get comfortable there, then I add something more to it. And again, I just imagine all the good that it's doing as I put it out there. So if you like this video, make sure to click the thumbs up. If you didn't, click thumbs down. It really does let us know what kind of content you want us to create more of or less of. And finally, if this video would be helpful for somebody you know, make sure to share it with them, because we're here to just provide as much financial education, and outside of just like the normal, like spend less than you make. While that works, it's just like there's more to it than that. So that's what we're here for, next generation financial education to get your money working for you so you don't have to work for your money. I'm Jeff Winberg, and we'll see you in the next video.